Indeed, he is known for wagering against the real estate market before the 08 monetary emergency. We proceed with our large brief week extraordinary with a CNBC select meeting. Steve Eisman is a senior portfolio director at Neuberger Berman. He goes along with us now. Welcome back, Steve. Continuously great to see you. Much obliged to you. You weren't amazed by this sell-off that we found in the previous meeting? You think I wasn't shocked. I was. Who are you conversing with? I was shocked. You were shocked. You didn't believe that this revolution was somewhat. Look. How pivots are dependably fierce. They generally surprise everyone, and it's anything but a major remedy. It resembles a mental turn. Individuals out of nowhere awaken to their desired reality to possess something different for some time. Do you imagine that? I never can guess those things correct. Do you suppose the mental revolution, however, is something that will hold? Is this something that would really merit effective money management around? This change in? I don't exchange. I simply don't exchange. I'm not especially great at it. God favor individuals who are. I very much prefer to hold stocks for quite a while, so I don't think basics have truly changed so much. Well, the main negative information point I would highlight is shopper spending appears to have eased back a smidgen on the edge, and wrongdoings are up a touch. However, what's more, presumably the economy has eased back a smidgen, yet I don't especially track down any of that disturbing. Steve is fascinating. Last time you were here, and I'm not speaking for you, so in the event that I'm off base, simply if it's not too much trouble, write me as you need to do. However, you said fundamentally 100% conviction that competitor Trump would be president in November. Indeed. Has anything changed over the most recent few weeks due to a portion of this market activity? Anything changed strategically? That you're asking me. That is the thing I'm asking you. You haven't taken note? Will you stand by that, or has the math changed a tad? In fact, all things considered, on the off chance that you return to when I said it a month prior to the discussion. Thus, what I said in those days that planned to happen was that the dissenters planned to gather in Chicago and would consume the American banner, and they would consume the Israeli banner, and they would agree that a great deal of exceptionally not good things, and the entire nation would be shocked. I feel that piece of my forecast will be multiple times validated on the grounds that you got a little see of that yesterday when top state leader Netanyahu was talking in Congress and the dissent took over Association Station, and it got quite monstrous. They consume an American banner. They compose spray painting over this multitude of landmarks. I think the nonconformists presumably think, surrendered how in the air the leftist faction is at the present time, that they have a capacity, perhaps, to impact things that they're going to. Assuming I thought, suppose 2,000 individuals would have been at the vote-based show, being 50,000 people is going. That is to say, I don't have any idea, however, being a many individuals is going. It's I believe it will be monstrous. Thus that piece of my forecast doesn't change by any means. Steve, returning to the business sectors, once more, attempting to call such moves is truly difficult to do. Also, once more, you're long. Gracious, I believe it's unimaginable. Better believe it. And once more, yet you think man-made intelligence has a ton of legs, correct? What's more, you've discussed it. You see it sort of leaking through various ventures, similar as the previous summer in July into Q2 profit period. We saw a log jam in the opinion of that. Those stocks auctions off, we're somewhat in that equivalent period at this moment. What do you? Nearly to the day, definitely. What is your take on the CAPEX cycles? Since I accept NVIDIA about selling going when Google letter sets, CAPEX wasn't that obviously superior to anticipated. So 1 week from now, we have Microsoft and we have Meta, which are two major clients of NVIDIA. Thus, do you utilize these open doors? How about we simply say those stocks, are down 25%, 30%? Is it safe to say that you are adding to those situations there? What's more, assuming that you get such sell-offs. That is to say, on sell-offs, assuming they're adequately large, we most likely would add. Allow me to give you an information point that lets me know that we are so right off the bat in the simulated intelligence story. Evening tell where we are is hard. So Accenture has two organizations. They have the counseling business, and they have the reevaluating business. What's more, the counseling business is with man-made intelligence in light of. Thus, once more, there's sort of simple methods for contemplating a portion of this stuff, yet I could presumably counter nearly all that you say on the grounds that except if you let me know that Microsoft, NVIDIA, this large number of organizations will be $5 trillion organizations, which I don't know they will be that at any point in the near future. I feel that there's an expected headache for a ton of these stocks on the grounds that a ton of the presentation has been pulled forward. All things considered, you might have posed a similar case last year and afterward NVIDIA's numbers detonated. So look, I simply think the man-made intelligence story is early. What Microsoft will say, what NVIDIA says, I can't really understand. However, the main concern is, it seems like the draw-off that we saw, as horrible as it could have felt during the day, it felt terrible. It felt terrible. It's anything but a pullback that you would purchase. You haven't. Did you add to positions in view of, all things considered, we're completely in. We're completely contributed. All in all, might we at any point get things done on the edge? Certainly, however, all things considered, clients are completely contributed, and we've done pretty well, and we're not evolving. The main justification for why we wouldn't be completely contributed is on the grounds that we believe there's a downturn coming, and that I don't have the foggiest idea, right? You do see, returning to the forecasts in governmental issues, a red range occurring? That I don't have the foggiest idea. You don't have the foggiest idea. I actually believe I'm really sure that Trump will be president. I don't realize regardless of whether being a finished red sweep is going. All right, I find in the event that I may parrot briefly, obviously, about what has simply occurred. One of my #1 shows on the planet is The West Wing, and the last season, there's a great scene which I believe is exceptionally relevant to now, which is Jimmy Smith turns into the duly elected president. However, tragically, his bad habit official up-and-comer has passed on. Thus, he needs to pick someone. Thus, he has a discussion with Alan Alda, who he beat. And he tells Alan Alda, I have a lawful assessment that says that I can't delegate anyone I need to be VP. And the 583 discretionary school individuals can decide in favor of this individual. That individual becomes VP. What is your take? And Alan Alda says, this is the U.S. of America. You can't have 583 individuals. No one's consistently known about pick the VP of the U.S. It must be an open cycle. Indeed, I'm not advising you to help Kamala Harris, or not to help Kamala Harris, but rather she just got picked, and afterward totally not the leader of the U.S. just named her to run for president, and everyone's platitude, oak. I view that as extremely abnormal. I truly do. Furthermore, it shares with me, very likely, that her help in the nation will be a mile wide and an inch down. As of late, NVIDIA, the tech Goliath known for its state-of-the-art GPUs and computer-based intelligence progressions, encountered an unexpected and critical drop in its stock worth. This unforeseen downfall has raised worries among financial backers and market experts the same. To comprehend what prompted this unexpected slump, we really want to dive into the different elements that added to NVIDIA's stock decline. One of the essential purposes for NVIDIA's unexpected stock drop is market overvaluation and resulting rectification. NVIDIA's portions have seen huge development throughout recent years, fueled by the organization's solid execution in the simulated intelligence, server farm, and gaming areas. In any case, a few examiners have been cautioning that NVIDIA's stock was becoming exaggerated, with its cost-to-profit proportion arriving at generally undeniable levels, at the point when the more extensive market opinion moved towards a more mindful standpoint. NVIDIA's stock was among those hit hardest by the remedy. Another basic variable adding to the drop was a more fragile than anticipated quarterly income report. NVIDIA's most recent monetary outcomes showed lower income development and net revenues than examiners had expected. A few key regions, for example, server farms and gaming, didn't proceed as powerfully true to form. The organization referred to inventory network disturbances and expanded contest as huge difficulties affecting its presentation. This frustrating profit report shook financial backer certainty, prompting a sell-off in NVIDIA's stock. Production network issues have tormented various ventures throughout the course of recent years, and NVIDIA has not been resistant. The worldwide semiconductor lack has impacted NVIDIA's